So you've got a big musical moment coming up, but you don't want to screw it up and waste everything before you actually get to that crucial point, that money note, and the actual performance. So this is my exact strategy on how not to waste my voice. This is also doubling as a strategy for when I'm sick and I have just enough gas to make it to my vocal destination, but none to waste. Tip number 1, use mixed voice for higher notes. This is where you go to that Mickey Mouse or Barry Gibbs place where you're like, ah, 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 ah. So you take your high note, instead of going, ah, and really chesting it and really making it heavy, you just go, ah, and it takes the decibels down. What you're really doing, if you want to know, is your vocal folds are not touching all the way top to bottom. They're actually touching just in the middle. And this creates this resonance right in that head and chest combo place called mixed voice. Mixing all of your high notes during your rehearsals and your sound checks is really going to save your voice for those big moments. And then when you get to that big moment, let it rip. Tip number 2, keep the air off the phrases in your entrances and exits. So if you're singing a phrase that's like, don't speak, I know just what you're thinking. Lots of air going on because you're creating textures, right? Well, what you really want to do instead is during rehearsal or during sound check, don't speak, I know just what you're thinking, and keep it really, really close. So it's like a lasery kind of sound. Don't speak, as opposed to don't speak. There's kind of 2 modes there. One's kind of airy, one's kind of textural, and one has like very little texture, kind of more focused. Keep the air off of your entrances and exits, and you're maintaining your chord closure will give your voice clarity and control and keep those folds from getting dried out or fatigued too early. Then during your performance, let it rip. Tip number 3, keep notes short and sweet. So instead of singing, don't speak, I know just what you're saying. Don't please stop explaining. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. Okay, you can milk a phrase like that during a performance, but during sound checks, during rehearsals, you really want to keep them short and sweet. So don't speak, I know just what you're thinking. Keep it simple. This will reduce the amount of time your vocal folds are vibrating, and those little seconds really count and they add up throughout your rehearsal to keeping you a little bit more rested. Tip number 4, try some alternative melodies. So don't be afraid to play around with alternative melodies. It can really save your voice from strain and keep things interesting for you and your audience. And then yet again, during the performance, let it rip. Tip number 5, rest. Literally rest during your singing phrases. So you're going to sing the beginning of a section, then you're going to rest your voice, then you're going to pick up at the next section. So don't speak. So please stop explaining. It hurts. Okay, so that's kind of a little bit of a sample of what I might do if I'm really trying to save my voice or if I'm not feeling well. You just kind of want to give your band some place markers or even just your accompaniment track or whatever you're doing. Make sure that you're staying up to speed with the format of the song, but don't feel like you need to waste your whole voice on singing the full phrase. Keep that voice fresh for when you need it the most. So follow these tips to preserve your voice while still delivering an amazing performance. It's all about choices. Be judicious, be wise, save your voice when you can, and then really spend it on the moments that matter. If you liked this video, I would love it if you would comment, follow, do all the things. I teach via my digital course, which is down here in the notes, or we can do some private sessions or a hybrid of both. So go ahead and get in touch with me if you are interested in singing harder, not smarter, and building your voice with peace. Until next time, see you later.